Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Maria from Under the Night Moon, and I'm here today on this super blustery, snowy Saturday to share with you my recent collection for my Etsy shop. And I am so happy to be sharing these with you because my Christmas kind of went awry. And I wasn't, expecting that, but life goes on and things happen. And I was down for the count for most of December. So thankfully, I made it just in time for my favorite holiday, mostly because it's so pink and pretty, and Valentine's Day. So I have made two collections or two items. I made two really sweet little journals, and then I made four deconstructed envelope journal stacks. So it's a whole journal, but it's deconstructed for you in a way that isn't original. I'm sure people have done this before, but it just kind of it happened organically as I was at my desk. So I have two using this absolutely darling little girl, and I have two using this absolutely darling little girl. And the listings for these are all on my Etsy website, which will be listed below. And the listing pictures will be the two little girls. So I'm going to get started in this video and show this little journal first, as I made these first. And what this is actually a envelope, a larger envelope, and I didn't measure it, but um, this is the envelope here, and I actually do have a ruler. So it's 8.5 by 6, and this is the envelope here. Everything has been tea dyed with pink paint, gold paint, and some different chai teas. So it's not a very dark tea dye, but it's just right. I absolutely love the shades of pink, and their splatters. And up close, you can see the gold shimmer. You might not be able to see it on camera now, but you can in person. And so this is where the flap was. I cut the flap off and made a pocket on the outside, and then built the book like this way. Hope that makes sense. It is one signature, and on the cover I made a few fun little bits. I did a lot of embossing using pink and red embossing powder, lots of stamping. There's vintage elements in these. There's sweet little charms throughout. Just really fun, fussy cutting and laces, little ribbons and trims. Some I tea dyed, which I'll show you. And then, so the stamping, that little envelope, which I made a pocket, and I just had fun with my supplies and a couple of little baby tags to start you off with your Valentine journaling, or really just anytime journaling. It's just a really pretty little book. This is an absolute favorite image of mine, and let's see, I made this a while ago, so a hand stamped blessing, of course, a little pocket. I aged some tape as well. And in there I made a little bookmark for you with the scallop edge. I am on my shipping table, so if I look closer, I think this table might be better for videos. And a sweet little pair of golden wings, that little cherub stamp. I just absolutely love. He's so cute. Okay, so that's the cover. And then you can see the trims. There's some beautiful crochet trim, seam binding, some silk, and then the embellishments there. This is real fun too down here. Um, so yeah, inside on the cover is some vintage wrapping paper. And I don't have a lot of it, but it was so perfect for this book, just for the color palette. Also this vintage doily, that is all glued down because it's so delicate. And then I put a little hang tag here for you to journal on. There's a little embossed heart you can see there with the red embossing powder, a teeny little red heart there, and then some vintage desserts for you to inspire. Maybe you want to do some baking. If you're in the north, let's see. Well, I would say 3/4 of the country is probably like me, hunkered down in snow. Maybe you want to do some baking. But moving right along, just some pretty trims, some stitching, some ruching. Here you can see the color that the papers came out. So pretty, like a strawberry cream almost. And then just some tags, some fun graph paper for you to journal on. I did a little stamp on here. There's a couple of pages of that. Just kind of like to make my own stationery. There's um, beautiful embroidered trims. This is some silk ribbon, embroidered flowers along the side, and a pretty heart doily for you to maybe put a little picture on. Lots of writing space in this book. This is cotton paper, and there is a watermark on there, and you can feel how nice it is. Some vintage ledger. I did reinforce the center. I did washi tapes. There's little tabs, hand stamping. The pink paper has been tea dyed as well. And I really just wanted this to be a fun little writing journal. Very minimal stamping. I did do some stenciling on some of the papers so you can kind of see it there. Just thought it would be fun. Maybe you want to get some watercolors out. Another little embossed frame and a sweet little heart on the inside. A little teeny tiny polka dotted button. This is some, let's see, embroidered heart eyelet that I tea dyed. And this really pretty golden embroidered rose. Some fun graph paper. Here I made a little charm collection. Oops. And then embossed another little heart on there. And then there's some pearls, some chain, and a little heart locket, or not locket, but a little heart. It's a little charm that says love on both sides in gold and pink. A really pretty tag that I've tea dyed. Some beautiful old French book pages. This is a little center fold, and also too just perfect for pictures. The paper has been tea dyed as well. There is a little pocket in the center here, but again, I wanted you to just have a lot of space to write. And you can see some really beautiful vintage laces and trims along the bottom. I did stamp beautiful story in the center, and then I just put some goodies in here for you to play with while you're journaling, writing your story. This is just a sweet little coin envelope with a little bird cage on it and my favorite writing pen stamp, fun little tag, and a little ticket. And those go inside here for just some secret journaling. And then I also tucked in another little dessert card for journaling, another sweet little heart doily. I did make some more fun little stationery out of some vintage paper, and I hand stamped the best ever and the little shoe on the bottom because it's so fun to just make your own stationery. Another fun little tag. This is a stamp that I have of just the tag, and so I can stamp it on any paper I want, always and forever on the back, and that's really fun. Highly recommend that. And then if you're making Valentine's, you need a sentiment, so I gave you "You Make My Heart Smile," or you can just put it anywhere in the book and add a picture to it or something that you love, and then I couldn't help but make a teeny tiny envelope, again with a little embossed, a little embossed heart, and the matching stationery, and that has a little embossed heart as well. And the embossing is really, really fun. And then I couldn't help but make a little teeny tiny letter to go in there as well. Isn't that fun? And it all just gets tucked inside the center there. So some secretive journaling for sure. On the other side, oh wait, hold on, sorry. This little envelope is on the other side. I think I took it out for pictures. Sorry, this little, it goes in there. But again, obviously you can journal on the back there. And then roses are red, violets are blue. In this case, they're purple. But I just thought that was kind of a fun little nod to Valentine's. And then these are the other sides. You can see the washi tape along there. And then another sweet little pocket and my favorite cake that I love to use. And I did decorate with some really pretty ruched fabrics and some rhinestones. And then I put a few more sweet little tickets, always and friends, behind here. And just so you know, these books are identical. So I'm only going to do the flip through of this one. I did make this really pretty tag for journaling. And of course, you've got the graph paper there. And then these fun little vintage paper clips with a little hanger and a little pearl, a little brass hanger. And I love these. They just slide on so easy. And then on the other side of that are just some fun tags. And oh, excuse me, I put a few pieces of washi tape on there because if you don't know what to do with washi, sometimes you can just add a little piece here and there because so many of them are just so pretty. You don't really have to use it, except you can just enjoy how pretty it is. And then again, the other side of the journaling papers. Just lots of journaling. Love this pink paper tea dyed. It just comes out so pretty. A little basket stamp there. The ledger. Hopefully you can hear me. My soon-to-be daughter-in-law gifted me a microphone. So she says you can't hear any of the outside noises, so I hope not. Here is a fun little Rolodex on some really pretty paper. And then again, just an absolute little darling. And then I made her into a little note. And I got a little piece of glue there. You can see just a few hearts, but she's ready for a story and a sweet little golden heart for you to play with. And it's super goldeny. I don't know if that's a word. We just made it up. Moving right along the other side of this gorgeous rose paper. And then I always like to have another little extra notebook if I can fit it in. And this is just, again, all of the really beautiful tea-dyed cotton papers. You can feel how nice they are. There's the watermark right there. It's Eaton, Eaton, and I can't really make it out. Let me see. 100% cotton fiber. You can see it right down there. Really, really nice paper. Look how beautiful these colors are. And then, of course, on the inside, a little Valentine. Oh, and then I didn't show you the cover. A little calling card. I put some rhinestones and a pretty little bow. A little bit of stickles too. And then some more fun things for you if you're going to be making Valentines. I wanted you to have some fun things to play with. Or again, just use them however you like. You can just, put a favorite quote on here, a little picture, a favorite moment would be very sweet. And that just gets tucked in there. I did stitch some wallpaper on the inside just to give it some durability. And then also some taffeta trim is very sturdy as well. And then this is embossed, which is just really fun. It's just a different texture. and it just makes stamping fun. There's a little mother of pearl heart charm and a little pearl, some really pretty gold antique jacquard ribbon, and then inside the pocket in the back, and this part my Etsy pictures didn't really come out too good. You can see here you have so much room. You could put a whole stack of pictures inside this pocket. You know, if you have pictures hanging around, um, you know, what a great place for you to store them while you're journaling. And then you can see the back. This is my signature here with a little heart, and then I stitched with beautiful pink ribbon and then added the lace for durability. There is a doily that I glued down, and then just to keep anything happening to the edge, I reinforced it with some really pretty washi tape there. And then in the pocket here, I'll show you. I did take it all out for pictures, but I made a really pretty scalloped tag with a little frame over some roses. And this is very hard to photograph as well. You can kind of see the frame there. Of course, perfect for journaling. And then this sentiment is also embossed, and just some fun ribbons on the top. And then I made a glassine, or not glassine, vellum. This is some red silk. This is for making ribbon roses, which I will do someday. It's on my list, but I thought I would use a little bit of the red for this little envelope here. And it opens up like so. I did use little heart brads, and then I just tucked a few things inside here. Again, more fun things for you to journal. So there's a plain Rolodex, a really pretty piece of embossed pink paper, a little journaling card with roses on it, a heart die cut ready to go, a fun little heart embossed doily, and a really pretty, very sturdy. I love this paper. I got this at the scrap place. I don't have a lot of it. I don't even know what it is, but it's really sturdy. So you could even do like some etching, some, you know how they do on the tin foil. I'm sure that would work on here because it's very sturdy. Or you can just pair it up however you like with your Valentine, and um, just make a fun little card for someone you love, or just play and have fun. And I think that, you know, when I make my books, I do try to make sure that you have plenty of things to play with to make your memory keeping fun. And as always, my books will come with an extra little envelope full of goodies. And I have a lot of things for both of these two collections because I couldn't fit much more in them. And so, yeah, so I have two of these. They are the same, and like I said, they're listed in my Etsy shop. So thank you so much for watching and hanging out. I hope you're warm, and let me know down in the comments where you're from if you're in storm country like me. My son is still in Florida, and it is 79 degrees there today. So I'm trying not to think about how much I miss Florida, but I'm just enjoying the really beautiful snowfalls here. I don't love the cold, but I will say that the snowfall is really, really pretty. So thank you so much, everyone. Like I said, leave a comment. Thank you if you're new here, for subscribing and commenting, and just everyone that has left me some of the most beautiful comments. I'm just so grateful, especially my feedback on Etsy. It just it is probably one of the best things ever to receive some of the feedback that I've gotten as an artist. So a huge thank you to all of you there. And that's it. Have a really great rest of your day. Stay tuned if you want to see my deconstructed album or my deconstructed envelope packet, because that's coming up next. Okay, everyone. Thank you. Bye for now.